Do you feel like you always want to eat, even though you're full? What if you could eat without calorie restriction, without stomachache and sadness after meals, and still losing weight? Don't worry, I got you. By the end of this video, you will be able to know what is causing your 24/7 desire for food, and you will know exactly what to do about it to be able to eat without guilt, pain, and still losing weight. In this video, I'm going to show you the 3 steps that women I've guided followed to achieve this. I've helped hundreds of women over 40 not only to lose stubborn body fat, but also become healthier and enjoy their food without the guilt. And if you want me to help you lose stubborn body fat without calorie restriction and feeling guilt and sick, I've created a free guide for you. Download Unlock Your Dream Body, a guide on how to lose 5 pounds per week effortlessly. You can grab it in the description. Alright, let's get into it. Do you feel guilty for craving food non-stop and eat past fullness? Have you ever thought that might not only be you that you crave those foods? It could be parasites. Let me explain. I work with a woman who had the same issue. After going on a detox and parasite cleanse, not only that she eliminated them through stools, but she also vomited handful of worms. After she completed the deparasitation process, she became a completely new person, no longer craving for junk food. That simple. But what are the signs of parasite infestation? If you experience the following symptoms, then the odds are high that you have a parasite infestation. Bloating, always thinking about food, craving cheese, bread, sugar, alcohol, non-stop, chronic fatigue, brain fog, skin rashes or itchy scalp, random joint pains and muscle aches. And if you want to get rid of parasites, there are a few tricks that help you to do that. And you need to understand why parasites exist in your body in the first place. And the reason why they exist is because you feed them. And the foods that feed the parasites the most are complex starches such as bread, potatoes, processed and ultra-processed foods rich in sugar. Those kind of foods feeds the microorganisms such as fungi. But for the worms, there are proteins such as meat, eggs, and all of derivatives. Now, once you know this, you have to eat the foods that are not so high in sugar content. And those are fruits and raw foods because they are monosaccharides as opposed to bread, potatoes, pizza, who are polysaccharides. Fruits have a sweet taste in our mouth, but because they are simple sugars and our body is ready to absorb them quickly. And that's the reason why you feel fruits so sweet, sweeter than bread. But on a chemical level, bread is more complex in sugars. That means bread is higher in sugar than fruits. But the reason why you don't feel bread as sugary as fruit is because it needs to be broken down into monosaccharides. One of the best fruits to kill parasites is papaya and its seeds, but also fruit in general. And another great tool that nature provides us are herbs. And the best herbs to deparasite are the following: black walnut hull, cloves, wormwood, and pow d'arco. Those herbs are so good to eliminate those parasites quickly. But remember, without eating a clean diet, you are still feeding them. So the point is to make those parasites weaker and to be easily to be eliminated. But be careful about the anti-parasitic herbs because they are not advisable for pregnant and breastfeeding women. You should also work on your liver. So the best foods to cleanse the liver are the ones that has a bitter taste. For example, grapefruit or arugula. Make sure to include them in your daily routine. And to be more powerful, you can take some binders 1 hour after you take herbs. For example, charcoal or bentonite clay. But if you really want to become successful, to overcome the issues with cravings and eating past fullness, then you must know how to regulate your hormones. You probably heard about fasting and its benefits. There are several types of fasting: water fasting, dry fasting, and for some people eating less food is a fast as well. But your body is fasting anyway on a daily basis. And you know what that moment is? Is the time when you're sleeping. When you're sleeping, you are not eating or drinking anything. So you let your body to relax, to process the food, to do its self-healing processes. However, you probably notice how good you feel in the morning. Have you ever thought about to extend that fast a little bit longer, to extend that good feeling? And not only good feeling, but the fasting is powerful to eliminate the parasites which make you feel terrible hungry and control your mind and emotions, but also regulate your metabolism so you will lose fat faster, and also the hormones so your body will function properly. There is a type of fasting which is so powerful to regulate your hormones, and this is called dry fasting. This is the type of fast that you do during sleep. You are not eating or drinking anything. By extending this fast a little bit longer, some of the hormones that are regulated are ghrelin and leptin. Ghrelin is the hormone that stimulates appetite, while leptin regulates energy balance by inhibiting hunger, helping to maintain body weight. And there are two types of dry fasting: short and long. For the short dry fast, I would skip breakfast and have my first meal around 12 p.m. At that meal, I would eat juicy fruits only because your body is too acidic and it needs an alkaline chemistry and proper hydration. And the best hydration comes from fruit. And if you're a beginner and you never extended the night's dry fast, then start slowly. Start with 12 hours of dry fast and build up from there. Let's say you eat your last meal at 8 p.m. and your first meal at 8 a.m. That means you've successfully completed a 12 hours dry fast. If you want to extend a bit longer until 12 p.m., that would be a 16 hours dry fast. And this is much more powerful. And to be total game changer to regulate your hormones and eliminate the parasites inside your body, I would go once a week or few times a month for a prolonged dry fast, between 18 hours to 36 hours. I know this might sound crazy, but it works and it's not dangerous if we start slowly and reach that 36 hours gradually. When the body becomes more alkaline and more hydrated, the longer we are able to resist without water. After a prolonged dry fast, the parasites are so weak, and if we take some antiparasitic herbs, then we can eliminate them so quickly and say goodbye to all of those cravings for junk food, sugar, cheese, and for mind and emotional control regarding food that are an effect of a parasitic infestation. To make it easier to have this prolonged dry fast, you can gently rinse your mouth and spit it out, or you can do showers to absorb water through skin. Those are the great tips to complete the prolonged dry fast and achieve all of those benefits. And do you know what else about your body is going to change with the dry fast? You will burn body fat like crazy. I've worked with hundreds of women who were able to drop over 5 pounds of body fat per week. And they didn't feel like they are restricting something because they didn't feel that hunger pangs anymore. And if you really want to enjoy your food while still losing weight, you must know that you need to eat enough food and more frequent meals. I worked with a woman who had her first 2 meals until 2 p.m. Then, after 6 hours, at 8 p.m., she had her 3rd meal. And let me tell you, she tore apart the kitchen, wiped out the pantry and the entire fridge. She had been doing this behavior for a long period and she felt awful. She couldn't stop even when it hurt. Her body couldn't take it anymore and she ended up vomiting. And then I stepped in and I told her, eat smaller meals more frequently. If you eat your meal on a big plate and the meal looks small, then your brain thinks about that it is not enough food, so it wants more. But if you eat the same meal on a smaller plate and the plate looks full, then your brain perceives that it is enough food and won't make your thoughts go crazy to search for more food. When that woman applied this, and instead of 3 big meals a day, she ate 6 smaller meals a day, it was a complete game changer for her. She no longer ended up feeling awful and vomiting, and she felt more satisfied. And another trick that I would use is to chew very well. Chew your food very well. It is the golden rule. Keep in mind that. And the reason for that, it is because you are not feeling taste in your stomach. You are feeling taste in your mouth. But if you swallow your food and you are not chewing food very well, then your brain doesn't get enough satisfaction and you will end up eating more and feel bad. Additionally, if you are not mixing food very well with saliva, which contains digestive enzymes, you are not breaking down the food properly so your stomach and your organs and glands can process. That means you will end up with a bad digestion. If you end up with a bad digestion, you won't get enough nutrients. Without getting enough nutrients, you will feel a terrible hunger and your cells are not functioning properly. You will get body fat, you will create stomach issues, constipation, bloating, and so on. Another tip is to position your chin slightly down. For your body position, slightly bend forward while your chin is slightly down. This is the perfect position to eat your food. Imagine that you are in the wilderness and you have no cutlery. So you see a big rock or a tree trunk and you find some delicious fruits. You want to take a break from your walking. So you are going toward that rock or tree trunk, you sit on it and you eat your fruit. So naturally your body goes forward and your chin slightly down. This is the best position for your body to process food. By doing that, the foods are combining well with saliva. And then chew very well. Chew the food for 30 times and then swallow. Do this with every bite and you will see great results. The women I guided used this simple trick and within 1 week they lost 5 pounds and their meals naturally shrank to half the size without any restriction. If you want to shed 5 pounds per week without calorie restriction as fast as possible, enjoy your food without guilt or feeling sick, and you don't want to do it alone, you can have my help. I've already helped hundreds of women and I'd love to help you too. There's a link below this video for you to hop on a private 15 minutes one-on-one call with me at no cost for you. It's simply for you to tell me what's going on right now, and if I can help, I'll create a game plan for you that you can follow on your own or with my support. Alright guys, let me know in the comments what are you struggling with and what this video helped you the most. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you watch the next video about binge eating to go on a deeper level of awareness and strategies on how to overcome this issue. Thanks for watching.